Hey everyone, welcome. This deep dive was compiled by Happy Akande. Let's just jump right in, shall we? Today we're tackling one of the biggest, most mind-bending questions in all of theology, and it comes to us straight from the book of Romans. Seriously, it's a paradox that has had people scratching their heads for centuries, and it really gets to the core of our questions about God, fate, and our own choices. And there it is. That's the question. If God is truly sovereign, if his plan is unfolding exactly as it should, then how can we be held responsible when things go wrong? I mean, how on earth can both of those things be true at the exact same time? It feels impossible, but the Apostle Paul faces this challenge head on, and we're going to walk through his logic together. So, to get us started, Paul pulls out this really powerful, ancient metaphor that everyone in his day would have immediately understood: the potter and the clay. It's an image we're all familiar with, but trust me, the way Paul uses it here is going to give us a whole new perspective on this puzzle of purpose and free will. Okay, so this is the fundamental conflict. On one side, you have divine sovereignty, the idea that the potter, that's God, has absolute, total control over the clay. He can shape it however he wants. But on the other side, you have human accountability, the idea that the clay, that's us, is somehow responsible for its own makeup, its own texture. So, which is it? Just keep that question in your mind as we go. Now, this isn't just some abstract theological debate for Paul. He immediately brings it down to earth and applies this logic to a huge, world-changing event that was happening right then and there: the inclusion of non-Jews, the Gentiles, into God's family. This was a really big deal. And this verse from Romans just lays it all out. Paul is arguing that these vessels of mercy that the potter was making were never meant to be exclusively for the Jewish people. And get this, Paul's point is that this wasn't some plan B. It was baked into the design from the very beginning. To really get what Paul's saying, we've got to understand this one key idea. Theologians often use this Greek word, boulomai. It refers to God's ultimate, sovereign will. Think of it like the architect's final blueprint. It's the unshakable endgame that nothing and no one can derail. So you might be thinking, okay, but what about all the times people messed up? Well, Paul's argument is that even those moments, genuine acts of human rebellion, were actually used by God within that unshakable plan. When Israel rejected God as their king, or when they rejected his protection, those were real choices with real consequences. And yet, in this incredible, almost unbelievable twist, those very acts of resistance ended up swinging the door wide open for the rest of the world to come in. And this brings us to the next piece of this wild puzzle. Paul tells this story of two groups heading down two different paths, but the result is the complete opposite of what you'd expect. You have one group trying their absolute best to find righteousness, and another group that wasn't even looking for it, and they're the ones who find it. How does that